thank you, Maikuyama, for that spectacular run. We really enjoyed seeing you avoid those noids until the very end when you intentionally got noided. We are going to be cutting to Fyzzu in just a moment with Bart's House of Weirdness. Now, if you're thinking, Simpsons games, those are usually pretty bad. This ought to be a real stinker. You have no idea. This is a Simpsons game for MS-DOS. And as bad as the NES Simpsons games are, at least they're sort of likable. Now, this one is truly a train wreck. So once Fyzzu is ready with the technology set up over there, we will switch over to Fyzzu and watch some of that garbage. In the meantime, listen to these jams. Sounds like Fyzzu is ready, so without further ado, here is Fyzzu with Bart's House of Weirdness.
Yeah, this, Okay, I think we're live.
Alright, yeah, I see it.
So, hello everybody. This is The Simpsons, Bart's House of Weirdness, one of the lesser-known Simpsons games, I suspect. Possibly because it was an exclusive for MS-DOS. It is really terrible, and I aim to show you why with the help of the luminous Brossentia.
Illuminating the whole way.
So this kind of has Mega Man style in that there are 6 levels you can do in any order, followed by a 7th, which only unlocks afterwards. And we start timer on moving, which is right now.
Sweet.
So the first level we do is Death of a Space Mutant.
Yeah, and this one is particularly difficult to start with.
Yeah, like, that's minecart there, that's pretty much a Kaizo trap to begin with. You need to stock up on ammo here, and you cannot survive the level if you actually take the damage from the minecart, which gives you a good example of the sort of horror that this game offers. The one thing they did do a good job with in this game... okay, we should be alright. I was focusing
on... those robots deal a lot of damage. You're not supposed to be able to get through them without doing a previous level.
Exactly. Sorry, there are points in this where I kind of have to focus on counting or whatever I'm doing. The next level in particular is going to be pure suffering. They did a pretty good job in this in terms of the audio design, the graphics, just not anything approaching actual gameplay.
Yeah. I mean, I struggled through this. I actually beat the game for once.
You have beaten the game now, have you?
I have.
Oh, congratulations. I'm proud of you. That we are a very small clique of people.
So we are doing the imaginary game or the imaginary levels first in order to get a pair of shoes.
Exactly, and this is Itchy and Scratchy, which is one of the worst levels in the game. In most games, this would be the worst level. Pretty much everything in this stage is RNG, and I'm probably going to shut up and let you talk through this one because it takes a lot of focus.
Good point. Yeah, the bombs are not random, but almost everything else is. Now, as you'll see, Scratchy has some, or Itchy, I don't remember which one is which. The cat has mallets, and the mallet is always a hitbox. It's always going to be there, and you can always get hit by it, even when it's behind the cat. Yep. So you have to plan movement in order to avoid getting hit at all times.
The mallet will also happily knock off about a third of your health in a single hit.
Yeah.
And it is, again, completely random as to whether or not which direction he will face. Okay, that is one of the hardest levels out of the way. That level is excruciating.
That was impressive. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Scratchy's the cat. Okay.
This gives us the cool shoes, which is what we use to make the game go really quickly, because they give you possibly, out of all the items of the game, the most noticeable boost, which is that you can now jump halfway across the screen.
So good.
It is very, very useful for this.
Also, iframes last a really long time in this game.
They do, which is also very useful. This level is actually kind of an interesting one in terms of design. You're not just trying to get to the end of the stage. You are specifically trying to find 5 coins hidden throughout Springfield so that you can go to the cinema. Why you would break into Mr. Burns' house just to steal 3 quarters, I don't know, but there you go.
This guy with all the money, man.
Yeah,
stick it to the man.
You feel like you could steal more from him, though, than 75 cents.
I wouldn't be able to. I mean, Smithers just murders you, okay?
Smithers does so much damage. It's just thankful that Mr. Burns does nothing.
Yeah, Mr. Burns is like, I am pathetic and weak, and Smithers is like, wow, I touched you. Guess what? My body is made of poison, and you're dead.
Pretty much. Okay, we're on to the second contender for worst level in the game. Not for any of the reasons you'll be seeing just now, but for the ending section. This looks like a really difficult level. For the most part, it's pretty straightforward. There are a lot of instant death pits, but with the jump shoes, they're not too much of a problem. You just kind of need to amble your way along to try and find Maggie's ball, which, bizarrely enough, is in the sewers. So we need to avoid giant earthworms, which you will doubtless remember from all of the Simpsons cartoons. Go down here.
Oh yeah, those earthworms, man.
And dodge a giant spider, and we get to the bit that helps make this one of the worst levels. The sewer jumping section. As with almost everything else in this game, the barrels are RNG. The speed with which they move up and down. The purple barrels you can stand on for as long as you like. The yellow barrels, if you are standing on them, when they touch the bottom of the screen, you will fall off them. The one kindness of this is that they don't actually insta-kill you if you fall into the water, it just returns you to the start of the section. And with beating that level, we've got the hat, which is the second of the cool items we need. The hat makes you immune to the lasers that the robots on the Space Mutants level shoot, which is why I think you are not supposed to be able to do that level so early and get the cool shoes.
Yeah, so do you not mind the attic then?
I don't anymore. This screen in particular used to be an absolute nightmare. Kind of jumping over the planks with the randomly rising nails on them while bats flew around was difficult. Because, again, everything is RNG. The times that the nails will rise up, the movements of the bats, all completely random. But with the jump shoes and a bit of practice, it is a lot easier to kind of figure out which bits you need to damage boost through to get the iframes to survive your way through going up the ladder without everything killing you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now we're in the basement, where we will see one of the older Simpsons characters, because this is a fairly early game. That's the Babysitter Bandit, and there she goes.
She's the only one that you can shoot horizontally. The other ones you have to sort of hit them in the face.
This is also the only time we're going to use a sub-weapon in the game, to get rid of these skeletons. It is faster to not kill them, but it's really, really risky because the graves are instant death pits. And with that, we get the cool shades, which make you able to see extra pickups in the levels, which is totally useless for speedrun's sake, so we don't do it. And now we are on the worst level in the game.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
So okay, first of all, we've got a log jumping waterfall in a flick screen game, which is exactly as bad as it sounds, if not worse. Partly because of... Carry on. It took me hours.
Okay, this section was terrible. Hours, literally hours to get through this.
You and me both. The weird thing about this is the way that the game tracks your momentum, or the way it tracks how you move onto screens. Whenever you move onto a new screen, you will always appear in a specific spawn spot on the next screen.
Yep.
However, it does track your momentum. So if Bart is jumping to the right, you will appear on the next screen jumping to the right, which is a problem on this level. Because you really just want to, you know, if you jump horizontally on that previous screen, you will just go sailing off this and fall right back down to the bottom of the waterfall, which nobody wants.
Not only that, but you have to move horizontally a little bit in order to make the jump up onto the cliffs on the right and left.
Yep.
As you saw, Fyzzu just turned around there. You can't do the jump without doing the turnaround first.
These little balls that I'm collecting, and welcome to another really great part of this stage, where you have to try and figure out what's part of the background and what's part of the foreground. These balls are essential. These are the only ammunition that can hurt the final boss, and you need every single one of them on the level. And if you fall down off of one of these screens, there is no way to get back up. If you accidentally fire once, then there is no way to get more ammo. You cannot shoot or miss a single shot on this level. So, yeah, this level is incredibly cruel. I'm not going to say that I make this game look easy, but I make it look a lot more playable than it is when you're trying to figure out how it functions. With that done, we go and rescue Krusty, and that is time.
Holy cow, great run, Fyzzu.
Considering how badly the practice runs went, I'm really satisfied with that. I think I died 5 times on Itchy and Scratchy when starting off earlier today, because I saw RNG cycles I had never seen before, and so much of this is just dealing with the RNG that the game throws at you.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
This was just fantastic. Honestly, great showing.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I absorbed all the bad RNG. Okay, I've got it.
Yeah, but it's okay, because chat loved that run. I loved that run. Monkey King was amazing.
Your run.
Oh, that was good. Thank you all very much for the GGs, and thank you for watching. And thank you, Brosensha, for joining me on the couch and keeping me going, keeping me sane through this and talking through the difficult bits.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hopefully, let's see, you're doing one more run later on, right?
I've got 2 runs to go.
Oh.
We have Wild Animal Sports Day, which should be a treat if you saw Wild Animal Racing last year, and we've got Defender of the Faith in part of.
Oh yeah, that's right.
In part of our Bible block on Sunday, both of which should be a lot less stressful for me than this, and hopefully a lot more entertaining. You should get a good few laughs out of those. But thank you all very much.
All right, see y'all.